Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today on day 2000. And I think it's 45 actually here in the Daily Antidote of Song. That's 2045 consecutive days of singing here in this program. Let's give it up to all the folks that have joined us again today here in this room and out there on the live stream. Thanks for being here. Daily Antidote of Song is one free song every day at noon Eastern Time. We love new people. We love when you join us. Thanks for being here. And I want to also thank our new song leader, Abbie Palmer, for bringing us into the room with that beautiful music. What a great way to enter. I see we've got 3 different countries in the room today. I see a lot of different states. I'm glad you guys are all here. And again, another big welcome to the folks out there on the live stream. Thanks for joining us. And I say we get right into singing the music. So we're meeting someone new today in the Daily Antidote Song, Abbie Palmer, who you'll note where she's coming in from, van life. I can't wait to hear a little bit more about that. And Abbie's new to us. She is out on the road, we know. She is a harpist. She composes her own songs. And Abbie, I'm super excited to sing with you today. Can you tell us what song you have for us today?
Yeah, so thanks so much, Joe. I appreciate being here. It's really great to share space with everyone on this live stream today. So this song is called "The Tree," and this song, just a super brief explanation. This song is about your childhood tree. Whatever, if you were a kid and you have a lot of people that I sing this song to have a special tree that they used as a kid, or just a tree that you used to love in your yard. So the chorus is gonna go, and we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And some people, when they sing it, they actually like to sway, kind of like a tree, so you can kind of go just sway with it if that's what you feel like you need to do, or you can sing. So here it is again. We can practice. Ready? And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. One more time. Here we go. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. All right. So we ready to do the song?
Let's do it. Sounds great.
All right. I used to have a special tree. I used to sing to it. It used to dance the wind with me. When I was young, I used to have a special tree. I used to sing to it. It used to dance the wind with me. Here's our part. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. 2 more times. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. Here's the verse. Now I'm not as young, I'm not as close with a tree. I don't always sing to them, they don't always dance with me. Now I'm not as young, I don't see the changing leaves as closely as I used to when I was a younger me. Again. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway. Thanks everyone for swaying with me. That was so much fun.
Thank you so much, Abby. It was really a beautiful song to sing. And I think the harp might be one of the instruments we've had the least in here. And it's funny because it's also, one of the most Zen instruments, I think, on the history of the planet. And definitely feels like a very good time to be sitting in our Zen and singing in our Zen these days. Can you tell us a little bit more about that song?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I know that I do the song again. There's another, I figured I'd kind of pace it. So there's like another verse that I'll do at the end. I'll add to it, so that everyone will kind of like hear the last part of the song. So yeah, this song is about, I obviously had a childhood tree that I used to climb. And I remember just having this like deep love for this tree. I used to sit in it, and I did. I used to, in the verse, I used to sing to it, and it used to dance the wind with me. And that's what that line is. And just kind of this image of, this child sitting in a tree, just like, and the having the love of the branches kind of holding me, just like while the wind is blowing. And some amazing stories have come out of that song as I perform it for audiences. Like there was one woman who came up to me after a show and she said, "It's uncanny that you just sang a song about a childhood tree," because she said, my childhood tree just got cut down, and I've been like, and she's like, it's so weird. I've been like grieving it. Like she's like, it's weird, but I'm like genuinely sad about this tree. And then I show up to this concert and you're singing about a childhood tree. Like it's been amazing hearing people's stories, but just that simplicity. I wanted to write a song about the simplicity of love and the simplicity of safety, and how love and safety, and kind of enjoyment of connection and company kind of goes throughout life, and can be something as unique as a tree.
That is really beautiful. I feel like, when we were little, we had potentially more intense relationships with nature, or it was easier to have that intense relationship with nature because we were out in it all the time. I can't speak for all of us, but sort of the go outside and play, and then you were out there, and we were little, right? So we talked to the trees and the rocks and anything that we thought talked back. And so I think it's really cool to have you bring that back in, to our hearts, especially at a time when the idea of how we commune with nature is such a topic in the universe. And the idea of how we find our healing space right now, again, a big topic in the universe. So I'd love to hear some more about sort of your journey right now in keeping yourself together through all these crazy times.
Yeah, it's an amazing conversation to have, and I want to drop a vocab word, that I used a lot when I was a music therapist. It's called biophilia. If you have never heard of this word, definitely Google it. It's the psychological, it's the proven psychological factor of that people find solace in nature, and people are attracted to nature. It's like when you go to spas, you see pictures of nature around on the walls, and when you listen to relaxation music, there's oftentimes embedded nature sounds in it. So this is actually a researched phenomenon, and so I think you bring up a fantastic point that nature is something that we are born with, of finding. So I always encouraged people, when I was a music therapist, to kind of know your preferred nature sound, and usually when I ask that of people, they're like, oh, immediately ocean waves, done, or birds, or the wind through trees, or light thunder in the distance. Like they know their niche nature sound that really speaks to them individually. And if somebody didn't know what that was, I would say, you know what, go sample some nature sounds, and just know that in these hard times, in a moment of stress, when you need it the most, just refer to that nature sound, and just have that on hand as a tool.
That is really cool. Thank you, Abby. I love that. Is that the therapy that you're still doing today when you are talking about during sound check? You mentioned your therapy work.
Yeah, so I am a board certified music therapist. I I actually am not currently doing clinical work. I did clinical work for 15 years. I worked in some phenomenal medical facilities that I am just so humbled and grateful to have had the experience of working with. But I'm now a bombastic musician running around in a van performing with rock bands. I am taking a little hiatus from my therapy work and just on the road having some fun. So that's where I'm at these days.
Beautiful. I think that's great. It's a really good time, I think, to be exploring things and contemplating how we can have some more enjoyment in the world. Can you tell us a little bit more about your different bands? And also, I'd love you to say just something about the electric harp, if you would.
Yeah, yeah. So I play with several kind of Celtic rock bands. Basically, is what they refer to themselves. The one that I gig with the most is called the Devil's Brigade. They're actually who I'm on tour with right now. I just performed with them yesterday in Florida, and I'm gonna be performing with them again on the other side of Florida pretty soon. So that's why I'm hanging out down here for a little bit. It's so much fun. About a year and a half ago, I got an electric harp. It's a specifically designed harp that weighs about 12 pounds, and it's not this one. This is another very small harp. It's a great travel harp. But the other one, it's an electric harp. I plug it in, and I can kind of thrash around on stage, just like the rock stars. So it's just so much fun because I've done classical music. I did orchestra in college. I studied classical harp. I did all that, but I actually really just love to rock out.
That's great. I love it. Thanks, Abby. Tell us about your newest album, if you would.
Yeah, so I went on a composition kick this last year. Another thing about that I always recommend about using music as kind of a coping strategy, and I certainly use this as my own earlier this year, was I challenged myself to write a piece of music every single day. And so for 4 months, February 1st through June 1st, I wrote a new piece of music. And so I came out of that with a whole bunch of new pieces, and I made an album out of those. I have it's an 8-track album, and it's an electronic style harp album. So it's definitely kind of cutting into some different genres that I personally just love to explore. So it's called Inero, and it actually, that in Latin means to wander, and it was also kind of a commentary on van life and kind of my newfound love for like traveling and just kind of wandering the world, adventuring and seeking new experiences. So yeah, it's up on streaming platforms, and it's also on Bandcamp if anyone wants to download it.
Great. Thank you so much, Abby. We've got all your links in the chat here and on both of the streaming platforms so folks can follow through, find your website, find your music. We did find a link for biophilia, so I'm looking forward to reading about that.
Hey.
And we really encourage everybody to go ahead and go out there and check out all of Abby's stuff. I do want to throw out just really quickly that what you've been talking about and singing about here in the room has resulted in people putting two things into the chat. We've got folks putting in their tree stories, the huge hickory tree in our front yard that came down and I cried. I visualized these trees that are swaying, a maple tree that I climbed with a rope swing, maple tree with a swing, like all this stuff, right? Which is just so beautiful. This is such a way.
I'm gonna cry.
Yes, I know, I know. But then the other thing people started doing was throwing in their sounds. So I'm going to see if ocean waves, bird song, which were two that you actually said, crickets and frogs, love it. The loon. Okay, I'm giving it up for the loon.
Cool. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
the
Never heard that
rain,
one before.
cats purring. So yeah, and then somebody wrote just by the way, you are a rock star, which I think kind of sums up my experience of having you in here today. So thank you.
Aw.
We'd love to sing it with you again.
Cool. All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna hop in to the third verse, and then we'll do the sway sways again. Here we go. When I was young, I used to have a special tree. It will always be my heart. It will always be with me. When I was young, I used to have a special tree. It used to sing to it. It used to dance the wind with me. go, everybody. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. 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 Tree on a hill, so long ago, life was simple in your branches. Tree on a hill, so long ago, life was simple in your branches. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind. And we sway, sway, sway in the wind.
Beautiful, Abby. Thank you so much, Abby, for bringing us that beautiful song, for having such a great chat with us today. I think also for the movement, because different folks come in and they have us move in all different kinds of ways. And it always feels like that moving also just centers it more in our hearts. And I'm kind of feeling like super centered with the idea of the music therapy and the nature sounds and the singing of that particular song and the thinking of our trees. And so thank you so much, Abby. Can we please all give it up for Abbie Palmer?
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Coming to you. Say it again.
This has been so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We love having you. And Abby's coming in from a town called Van Life. If you've ever heard of it, it is out there somewhere in the world, I think in every town. And I hope you're having a great trip, Abby. It's really great to be a part of it. And can everybody please, oh, whoops, I need to tell everybody who's coming up this coming week. So let me do that really quick. So we're starting a new week tomorrow. Welcome to another November week here in the Daily. We're going to have someone new to us, Sam Gleaves, coming in from Kentucky on Monday. On Tuesday, Audrey Engdahl is going to be celebrating Veterans Day with us by singing a song she wrote for her father. And I think it's going to be a great discussion and a great song. Hubby Jenkins back in our space again on Wednesday. We haven't seen Hubby in a while, so excited to have him back. New to us in the room, Claudia Schmidt, not exactly new. She came in as a foursome, but this is her first solo. She comes in from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Shruti, our fabulous Shruti, coming in from India on Friday. Magpie coming in from upstate New York on Saturday. And on Sunday, Jubilee Voices, Andrea and Harold Blackford, and maybe some more Revels type surprises. So please join us this whole week. We're glad to have you here today. Please help me say goodbye to everybody out there on the live stream. Thanks, gang, everybody for joining us out there, Facebook and YouTube. We really appreciate you being with us, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. And everybody also, please help me say goodbye to Abbie Palmer.